Hey guys, so I am in a different spot, but I did promise 2 more videos, so that's what I'm gonna do. My camera slash phone deleted my last one. There was 2B3 uploaded earlier, but why not? So, without further ado, the makeup is going down. I've got a cockatiel thing going on there. And there's going to be a serious video tomorrow because something happened about a half hour ago that is so profoundly difficult for me to deal with. Excuse me while I play with this camera. That I need to talk about it because it's not okay to have happen. And until we recognize it, I think sometimes people just, Anyway, it's beside the point of what we're talking about. This is the fun bit. So, I have 2 more of these, a bunch of questions that people don't really ask. I think it's, for a person like me who has a really hard time staying on track, a good way for me to be like, share some things and maybe stir up any questions, make people maybe feel better about how they feel about things, because I am not normally usual about this. So let's get started. This would have been the 4th one. Since I already read the other one, I figured I'd keep myself interested. So this one is 50 questions that I haven't been asked. I believe the other one's called the same thing, but they don't seem to be the same questions. So without further ado, hold on. It's kind of hot in here. It's kind of my fault. I keep the house rather warm. Okay. Without further ado, let's start with number 1. What's my favorite candle scent? Camera's bouncing. My bad. I put my tripod above my tablet, so I don't have a computer, so I'm reading it like this. Sorry about not making eye contact. What's my favorite candle scent? I don't tend to use candles. I don't like feeling like it overpowers me, like the smell overpowers me. But recently I did find one candle that is actually very close to an actual smell of a Christmas tree. That's my favorite smell. All year long is fine with me. What female celebrity do I wish was my sister? I don't really have too many celebrities, and I'm way too young. I kind of wish Oprah was like my auntie, but that sister wouldn't work. So let's go closer to my age group. How about, I don't know. I guess I'm going to change it to wish was my relative and say I wish Oprah was my aunt. What male celebrity do I wish was my brother? I don't know. How old do you think I'll be when I get married? That's amusing. I was 25. Do you know a hoarder? Yeah, I do. Not gonna mention names. I don't talk to them anymore, but most definitely I knew a hoarder. Actually, I knew 3, and they were all in Georgia, so I don't talk to them anymore. But yeah, that's actually pretty scary. I used to watch the Hoarder show, and then I saw that, and I was just like, dear God, it's real. Okay, can I do a split? I don't know. I believe I probably could when I was in high school, but that's been over 10 years, so probably not. I broke my pelvis without even knowing or doing anything last year, so I'm not going to try that because I like my pelvic bones to stay in one solid piece. How old was I when I learned how to ride a bike? I believe I was 5 or 6. How many oceans have I swam in? I'm going to make these questions big. Yay! How many oceans have I swam in? 1, the Atlantic. How many countries have I been to? 2, 5. I think so. No, it might be four. I have been to four countries. I have been to America, because that's where I live, Canada, Ireland, and London. Or the UK, Britain, however you want to phrase that. We went to London. Is anyone in my family in the army? My dad was briefly in the Marines, but he is colorblind to the extent of seeing browns and blacks, so he was disqualified and sent on his way. Oh, my cousin is in the army. What would you name your daughter if you had one? I had a name chose out, but I don't remember what it was. That's how much I wanted a girl. I'm better with boys. What's the worst grade I got on a test? I was really sick and I got a C minus. It was in university. What did you dress up on as Halloween when I was 8? Really? Probably a starfish. I don't remember when I was 8 specifically. Come on now. Have you read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? Harry Potter when it first came out, but I only got to like the 4th book and then I was over it. Would I rather have an American accent or a British accent? In the current day and age, you're probably safer with a British accent. But I don't really care. As long as I'm speaking English so everybody I know understands me, we're good. Did my mother go to college? Yes, she has a bachelor's in, I think, 2 things. Are your grandparents still married? Technically, one passed away, but yes, on my mom's side. My dad's side, she has been married over 14 times. I don't know, I don't talk to them. Have I ever taken karate lessons? No. Do I know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes, I do. I watched Muppets and Sesame Street all the time when I was younger. I also watched Eureka's Castle, which isn't on anymore, but that does involve also Muppet-like characters. I have a Kermit the Frog doll at my mom's house, and we also have a large one that I got her because the other one is kind of dilapidated. Moving on. What is the first amusement park I've been to? Cedar Point. I've been there twice. I'm no longer allowed to ride on amusement park rides because of my health issues. What language besides my native language would I enjoy being fluent in? I would really like to be able to speak, I want to say German or maybe French. I live near Canada. French would be kind of cool to go to Quebec. German just sounds fun, and I'm part German. It would be a good thing to be able to speak to my dog and my child, and I don't know. Do I spell the color as Grey or Gray? Whatever I type at the moment, I go back and forth. Is my father bald? No. Do I know triplets? No. Do I prefer Titanic or The Notebook? I have never seen The Notebook, and I watched Titanic twice when it first came out, and I believe I was probably in middle school. I don't even remember it, so I don't know. Have I ever had Indian food? Yes, it's good. What is the name of my favorite restaurant? I don't really have one. There is one I used to like to go to. It was called Lashish in Dearborn. I haven't been there for over a decade though, so I don't know if it's open. Have I been to Olive Garden? Several times. Do I belong to any warehouse stores? My mother belongs to Sam's Club because she owns a business. I go there maybe once a year because stores like that overwhelm me and bring me into a state of anxiety. I mean, Walmart already does it to me. For God's sake, Sam's Club is like Walmart on crack. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I don't know. I know I was supposed to be named Sarah and they changed their mind, so I have 2 brothers. I may have been named after my grandpa, so maybe Stanley? I don't know. I've never asked. It's a weird question. If I had a nickname, What is it? My nickname is Emmy. My full name is a long version of that. Who is your favorite person in the world? My son. Because if he was gone, I'd be real sad. Would I rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? Somewhere in between. I guess suburbs if we're not talking city. I liked being in the city. I did not like being there as a person who lives there. It was kind of terrible. At the moment I live kind of like rural suburbs. They need bigger definitions of things. Can I whistle? Yeah, I used to be able to whistle better. Dentures actually do change a few things. One of those things is like embouchure positions on instruments and whistling. Do I sleep with a nightlight? No, I have shades and blackout curtains and magnets holding those curtains down, and I shut the door and make sure it's sealed really well with that felt stuff. I do not want light when I'm sleeping. Thank you. Do I eat breakfast every morning? I have coffee every morning. Do I take any pills or medication daily? I don't know if you want to ask that. I take IV TPN, which is IV nutrition. It runs 13 hours a day through my port. In it, it has at least 6 different versions of supplements along with fats, protein, sugar, and trace minerals and electrolytes. I run fluids during the day. I run potassium during the day. I have IV Zofran, IV Phenagrin, IV Compazine. I take something to help my bowels. I take several IV antacids, and I think there's something else. I take something to stop intestinal spasms. I can't remember anything else that I take, but yes, daily, all day. I'm always attached to something. Moving on. What medical conditions I have? I have, I should see if I have paperwork for that, because I probably am not going to remember them all. I have gastroparesis and digestive tract failure brought on by dysautonomia and mixed connective tissue disease, including scleroderma and rheumatoid arthritis. I also have osteoporosis, chronic anemia because I am allergic to IV iron, issues with my teeth, and cardiac issues. A dysautonomia causes everything in your autonomic nervous system, i.e. the nervous system that you do not control yourself, breathing, heart rate, blood pressure. All of those things are affected by it. So yes, I have many, many medical conditions. Moving on. How many times have I been to the hospital? How about we just go in the last 4 years, because it would be over 150. Have I ever seen Finding Nemo? Yes, in English, French, and Spanish. The word squishy is amusing in Spanish. Where do you buy your jeans? I don't wear jeans. I wear leggings. What is the last compliment I got? I like your lipstick. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? No, the last one I remember was a giant cockroach that appeared out of a table and started crawling up it. The South has scarred me with their giant cockroaches. What flavor tea do I enjoy? I really enjoy hibiscus tea. How many pairs of shoes do I currently own? Like 2 flip-flops, 2 tennis shoes, 2 boots, probably 3 tennis shoes, and 3 pairs of military boots, so that would be roughly 14. What religion will I raise my children to practice? I would say a relaxed Christian, or what one would maybe define as agnostic. How old was I when I found out Santa wasn't real? I don't know. Probably like most kids in the age of 10. Why do I have a Tumblr? I don't know. I created one and they're very confusing. So that's the end of this one. That was some interesting questions that I didn't expect. I'm going to move on to the next one. I'll make a video there. Okay, see you in a few minutes.